What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with a new Women's of the Decade, Women of the Decade in Wrestling. This is my final part. I forgot actually. Part 3 or 4, I don't remember, but top 50. This is my top 50 Women of the Decade in Wrestling. I'll be giving you number 9 all the way down to number 1. From 2010 to the end of 2019, top 50 women in wrestling in the last decade. I'm sure everybody has a different top 50 or top 10, but this is mine. It's my show. Don't like the final 9, I don't care. Make your own shows. So number 9 is Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie, very good. Has it all. She can cut promos. She can wrestle. She looks damn good. The longest reigning. She just lost the Knockouts title, I think 2 weeks ago or last week. But anyways, Taya Valkyrie was the longest reigning Knockouts champion of all time. So number 9 is Taya Valkyrie. I'm a big fan of her. Someday I hope she gets to be in NXT or WWE or AEW because she's that good. Number 8, Sarah Del Rey. Don't know who she is. Look her up. She was in Shimmer for a very long time. She was a Shimmer champion for a long time. She just had great matches with everybody. She had great matches against Sarah Stock and so many others that I can't really think of right now. But Sarah Del Rey is currently a coach. I think one of the main coaches or producers for the NXT Women's Division at the Performance Center. I don't know if she produces the women in NXT UK. I don't know, but Sarah Del Rey, that's not a real name, by the way. That's her wrestling name, but she is a main producer of the NXT women. She is one of the main reasons, is Sarah Del Rey. She is definitely one of the main reasons the women's wrestling revolution started. She started it in Shimmer. And she's just made everybody better that she has coached and worked with. She made Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley better, Becky better. A ton of women. Sarah Del Rey, she was one of the greatest women's wrestlers I've ever seen. So number 8, Sarah Del Rey. I think she retired from the ring in like 2014 or 15. I know she's hired by WWE, I think in 2013 or 14 or 15. So number 7, Mercedes Martinez, one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. Mercedes Martinez, former Shimmer champion, worked all over the world, worked in, I think, one appearance in AEW. She was in a Mae Young Classic. She's part of NXT now. That is good for NXT because she has a ton of experience and she's a veteran and she can help a lot of the younger women. So number 7, Mercedes Martinez. Number 6, she was in WWE, but her runs in WWE were not good. They were not very memorable. She was not booked and used the right way. She wasn't. She actually won, I believe she won the women's championship in 2004 or I think 2003 maybe. Either 03 or 04 she won the WWE Women's Championship, I believe on her debut in a Battle Royal on Raw. But she is mostly known for her work in TNA Impact Wrestling. She's a knockouts legend. She's one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. Number 6, Gail Kim. And Gail Kim might be forgotten sometimes because of what she tweets on Twitter and her feelings that maybe she's bitter. I don't know. I don't really care. She does awfully talk a lot of trash about WWE and Vince and Triple H and Stephanie, and I believe she's even called WWE a racist company, stuff like that. Well, I don't believe they are, because if Vince couldn't make money off one of his wrestlers, he would not push them. If they make him money, he will push you. He's pushed Kofi, he's pushed New Day, even Asuka was pushed. Kairi Sane was pushed. Kind of, I guess, on the main roster because she's still a tag team champion. But anyways, I'm not here to defend WWE and if they're racist or not. I don't believe they are, but Gail Kim has... she has a right to voice her opinion as much as she wants. She worked there. I never worked there. She worked there. So, Gail Kim, as long as Impact Wrestling is still in business, she'll probably have a job there. I don't know if she's still there. I think she's a backstage producer, helps out the knockouts or whatever the hell they call it, backstage agent. The bottom line is Gail Kim is one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. Especially in the last decade, she was in her prime. She made history. First ever Knockouts champion. I believe she's a 6 or 7 time Knockouts champion. She was a WWE Women's Champion in her debut match on Raw. She came back to WWE. That did not work out. She hated being there so much, she actually eliminated herself in a battle royal and then quit the company. That's fucking hilarious. Number 6, Gail Kim. Number 5, Natalya. The only, well, not the only, but 1 out of 3. I have 3 women's wrestlers that follow me on Twitter. I really, really appreciate that. I don't deserve any famous person to follow me. I'm just a hardcore wrestling fan. But I'm very respectful to all the women wrestlers on Twitter. I always try to respect them. I will never tweet them any hate like a lot of fans and just tweet and curse at them. I will never do that. I'm not that type of fan that just attacks wrestlers. That's not me. Never has been. In the past, I was immature on Twitter. I have been blocked by a lot of male wrestlers, but I don't really care if I'm blocked by the guy wrestlers. I don't care. So yes, I will admit I have talked trash to a lot of male wrestlers, but I wasn't hateful. It wasn't hateful. I don't hate their guts. I don't want to see them hurt or injured or have their careers ended. I was just talking trash, like saying you suck. And some of them blocked me for that. I've been blocked by Jerry Lawler. I made a kind of a dirty, sick joke about him, but I don't care. He couldn't take it. Once when he was on Raw, I think it was like 2011 or something, or 14. I don't know what year it was, but I'll tell you what I said about Jerry Lawler that probably got me blocked. I tweeted him when he was on Raw once, and it's just pathetic. He's on Raw in 2020. That old bastard should not be on commentary in 2020. You're not JR. No one cares about you, Lawler. I don't. So, I tweeted Jerry Lawler. I'm going way off topic, but I'll tell you anyways. I tweeted Jerry Lawler when he was on Raw. I don't know, he was pissing me off. I think he was trying to be a heel on SmackDown commentary or something. He was trying to be a heel. So I tweeted him, it's time for a diaper change. Someone change Jerry Lawler's diaper. He probably read that, I guess, and he blocked me. I'm also blocked by Sheamus, Bo Dempsey when he was in WWE. I don't know what the hell I ever said to Bo Dempsey. I never made fun of the guy, hardly at all. Blocked by Michael Cole, I think. Pretty sure. Josh Matthews, I'm blocked by. JBL. I said Sheamus, I believe. Shawn Michaels actually blocked me. Shawn Michaels is one of my wrestling heroes. The guy's one of my favorites of all time. I don't know what the hell I ever said about him. There's nothing bad ever. But he blocked me. Maybe Michael Cole talked to Shawn Michaels and said, hey, block that guy on Twitter. I don't know. But I can't remember who else I'm blocked by. It's probably about 10 wrestlers or 10 male personalities that were in wrestling. I'm shocked I've not been blocked by Corey Graves or Baron Corbin. Good for them for not blocking me, I guess. I'll give them respect for that. Back to the top 50 women in wrestling in the last of the decade, whatever the hell I'm calling it. Number 5, Natalya. As I said, she is currently she's one of 3 women in wrestling that follow me on Twitter at WWE NXT Guy. Natalya follows me. I believe she first followed me years ago when I was talking about Total Divas. And Natalya, I think she's still in Ring of Honor. Mandy Leon follows me. And this year, she just followed me because I guess because I was talking about NWA Power. And I gave her a shout out on Twitter and gave her respect. I'm a fan of her. Thunder Rosa follows me on Twitter. So Natalya, Thunder Rosa, and Mandy Leon all follow me on Twitter. I really appreciate that. Natalya is number 5. She has been in the WWE, I believe, about a decade. Or 9 years at least. I think 2020 might be a decade she's been there. She started as a manager. I always knew she was a really good wrestler. She was trained in the dungeon, trained by, I think, Tyson Kidd, and probably she's trained by others. She's probably trained by her entire family, so she knows a lot. She's a very, very good submission technical wrestler. Natalya is great. She's awesome. She's super nice on Twitter to fans of her. Number 5, Natalya. Number 4, Bayley. Number 4 is Bayley. What a decade she had. She worked to start the decade. I first saw her in Shimmer. And then, of course, NXT. She had a great run as a babyface. One of the greatest baby faces in NXT history is Bayley. She was so damn loved. I don't know how the main roster did not just push her like crazy. Push her as a female John Cena. Bayley could have been the female John Cena. But they didn't book her the right way. And they didn't call her up soon enough, I don't believe. They should have called her up like 6 months to like 10 months before she got called up. Or a year before she was called up. I think she's called up in 2018 or I think 17. But they should have called Bayley up in 2016. Number 4, Bayley. She is just fucking fantastic. She's a great wrestler. Looks great. I love her as a heel. Love her short hair. Love her new attitude. It's great. I loved babyface Bayley. I loved her as a babyface, but she needed to change. Her character definitely needed to change. Number 4, Bayley. Number 3, the Queen, Charlotte Flair at number 3. I love Charlotte. She's just one of the greatest athletes in wrestling, period. She's one of the greatest women wrestlers WWE has ever had. Not the greatest, but one of. She's top 3 of the last decade is Charlotte Flair. And she didn't debut until 2013, I think. I think it's 13 or maybe 12. I think it's 13. NXT Women's Champion, had a really good run in NXT. Went to the main roster pretty soon after she was in NXT. She got caught up. And yeah, everybody likes to bash and talk about I call them haters of Charlotte Flair, fans that do not like it, that she's been pushed a lot and just pushed a ton, like a female Roman Reigns. They keep pushing Charlotte over and over and over. And a lot of fans that don't like her are sick of it and can't take it anymore. Well, too bad. She's a 10-time women's champion. Is that too many times? No, it's not. Because she's already on the main roster for 4 whole years. The last decade, I think she's called up in 2016. I'm not sure the year. Maybe the end of 2015. But Charlotte Flair gets way too much hate from fans, haters, and just douchebag idiots. Like to bash her looks. Like to say she's not any good. She's only pushed because of her last name. Bullshit. That's just bullshit. She's a better athlete than Ric Flair. She's not a better talker. I'll admit that. And hardly anybody is a better talker than Ric Flair ever could be. Or nobody will really ever be at the level of Ric Flair at doing promos. Hardly anybody was ever at his level, except Roddy Piper. The only guy currently in wrestling would probably be MJF and Jericho that can cut great promos. So anyways, Charlotte Flair, number 3. She has been, without Charlotte Flair, just think about this, all you haters of Charlotte. Without her, the women's division on the main roster would have not been as good. They needed a huge, big star, a big name. She's an international, worldwide superstar. She's part of the first ever Hell in a Cell. First ever Iron Woman's match. I think the first ever Last Woman Standing on Raw. on the main roster. NXT, I believe, did Last Woman Standing first before the main roster. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think NXT did it first with Asuka, Nikki Cross. Charlotte Flair, one of the greatest of all time. She even currently won the 2020 Royal Rumble. And you can say she's been pushed too much. She shouldn't have won so many titles, but she also loses a lot. She has lost a lot, just like her dad. She's put over a ton of people. Number 3, Charlotte Flair, the Queen. Number 2, Becky Lynch, the man. Before she was a man, she was still pretty damn awesome. I was a fan of her. Now, Becky being number 2, she would not be number 2. She's not my number 2 favorite. She would probably be number 4 or 5 of my favorite. But this is not about my favorites. This is about the top women from the last decade, and Becky Lynch is definitely one of them. Number 2. She started off, made her NXT debut kind of as a joke. I thought she'd be a mid-carder forever. She had like Irish dancing gimmick. It was not good. But she changed her style, got better, changed her gear, got better in NXT, had a great NXT women's title match with Sasha on a takeover. I forget the name of the takeover, but it was fucking awesome. And Becky got a standing ovation after that match against Sasha at TakeOver. Came to the main roster. Becky was put in the stupid group. I didn't like it that they put them in a group. It was Paige, Becky, Charlotte, PCO. Before that, I believe the name was Submission Sorority Sisters, something weird like that. Don't look that up in Google, because you won't like what pops up. Trust me. Or maybe you will. I don't know. I would probably like it, whatever popped up. But anyways, that's because I got a dirty mind. But number 2, Becky Lynch. First ever SmackDown Women's Champion. 2019 Royal Rumble winner. Defeated Ronda Rousey, the only woman to defeat Ronda Rousey by pinfall. Even though Ronda's shoulders were kind of up, Becky still defeated her. Became Becky 2 belts, and Becky's done it all. She has done it all, except hold the women's tag team titles. And she was never a NXT Women's Champion. But when Becky Lynch became the man, I'm going back to the end of 2018 when she became the man. The fans just 1,000% but got behind Becky Lynch. And she has become the top star in WWE. She is bigger than Roman. She's not bigger than Cena, but Cena's gone. The guy's not coming back ever full time again. Cena's has almost both feet out the door. I know he's returning, but he won't be around for 3 months. He'll be gone, I believe. Cena will be gone after WrestleMania. So with Cena gone, I would say Becky Lynch is definitely the top star for the WWE. She probably's still number 1 in merchandise. I don't know. Maybe The Fiend is. Who knows? Or Bray Wyatt is, because of his Fiend character. But Becky's probably the number 1 seller for the females in merchandise. And Becky's great. You cannot, if you're a WWE fan, if you're a wrestling fan, and you dislike Becky a lot, there's something wrong with you. I don't dislike her. I like her. I don't know if I love her, but I like her a lot. So Becky Lynch, number 2. Now number 1. I always say this, and I stand by it. I truly believe 100%. I truly believe this when I say it. Number 1, the greatest female wrestler WWE has ever signed, has ever had in their company's history. She is the greatest, in my opinion. Number 1, Asuka. She wasn't around WWE the entire decade. She debuted in 2015 with NXT at the end, I think October 2015. She debuted. And my God, she had the greatest run in NXT history out of anybody, in my opinion. Out of any male superstar. She had a better run than the Demon, Finn Balor. She had a better run than anybody in NXT. Asuka is my number 1 woman of the decade in wrestling. Before NXT, she was Kana. She worked a ton in Japan. She teamed up with Kenny Omega a few times. She wrestled Tajiri. She wrestled guys. And Asuka's probably could kick 80 to 70% of the guys' asses in wrestling currently. She's also tougher than a lot of the guys. So number 1's Asuka. I saw her as Kana. I had to go back after I fell in love with her when she debuted in NXT. I love Asuka. She's still my number 1 favorite wrestler out of anybody. Male or female, Asuka is my number 1. And probably will always be number 1. So, yeah, but when she's in NXT already, I had to go back. I found her matches in Stardom. Not Stardom. She never worked for Stardom. Shimmer. Shimmer, Stardom, Shine. All those companies. Why do you gotta start with a S? But anyways, I get Shimmer and Stardom mixed up because their names are similar. Shimmer. Kana was in Shimmer. And damn, she was awesome in Shimmer. And as I said, she wrestled guys. She did intergender wrestling in Japan. And I believe, I don't know who said it, if Triple H said it or someone else, but I think it was on an NXT DVD or something, or maybe Charlotte said it. Someone said Asuka was the greatest talent signing ever for NXT and for the women's division. I think it was Charlotte that said that. So anyways, Asuka's done it all. Undefeated record reign in NXT as the NXT Women's Champion. Went to the main roster. Won the Royal Rumble. 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion. Is she 2-time or 1-time? I don't remember, but I think she's got to be a 2-time champion, I believe. She's got to be. I think she's a 2-time women's champion. Royal Rumble winner in 2018. First ever Royal Rumble winner. That will go down in the history books forever that Asuka won the first ever women's Royal Rumble. I love that. Also, currently the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion with Kairi Sane, number 1, Asuka. I don't care if Asuka's, I didn't look up her age, but I'm just guessing. Let's say she's 36 or 37, 38. I hope she stays around till she's like 45 or 50. I'm not joking. I really hope she does. I don't know if her contract's up this year or what, but I hope they sign Asuka for 5 more years because I love her. Now, they haven't booked her the best all the time, but nobody's going to be booked the best all the time unless you're Roman Reigns. Anyways, they're really booking Becky like she's been the best for the last year because she hasn't lost the title. Number 1, Asuka, women in wrestling of the last decade. Hope you enjoyed this top 50 women of the decade in wrestling shows. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed coming up with the 50. I enjoyed doing it, and now I'm going to mention a few women that did not make the top 50, but the last decade they were very good. Kaylee Ray, very good wrestler. I saw her a lot in Shimmer. She was damn good back then. Candice LeRae, Lacey Evans, Mandy Leon, Bianca Belair, Mia Yim, Emma, Tenille Dashwood, Sue Young, and Thunder Rosa. Those women deserve to be mentioned. They had really good last decades. Hope you enjoyed my top 50 women in wrestling of the last decade. Bye for now.